Hello everyone, I am Tacet and welcome to the Gems of War Guild Wars Week 59, Day 3. It is a red day. However, today, before we get into that, there was a rework last night, pretty much like right after our stream actually, but there was a rework last night and they ended up finally doing the Pan's Veil rework. This is actually something they talked about since like August last year, I want to say. So, yeah, they finally got around to it about 6-7 months later. But full changelog is right over here. I'll be covering it in a video in a little bit more detail. But I just wanted to go like a really quick overview for now, just to let you all know what it was. But basically, might as well just go in order real quick. So basically, they added a new terminology of shift. This is basically whenever a ability ends up doing something... the one that actually ends up doing it. There's of course steal, where it ends up specifically taking that stat and then gaining it themselves. But there's also now shift, which basically allows you to take something from the enemy and then put it into a different skill, essentially. So let's just go in order right here. So satire, where'd it go? This is in such a weird order because they didn't put in any way whatsoever. I guess it's somewhat in rarity order. But they lowered War Goat's mana cost a little bit. This is going to make it a little bit better in early game, but pretty much going to do nothing. It does have Impervious, which makes it a little bit better, but still it's overall just kind of bad. Satire, they ended up giving it a steal to armor. That also ends up allowing it to shift right into magic. So if they still have any amount of armor, it'll constantly keep gaining a little bit of magic every single time it ends up doing its ability. Nothing really too huge. Most of these changes are relatively small. Blade Dancer ended up now getting its change from Siege into a immune to Silence, which will make it a little bit better so that it doesn't get, well, silenced, but it no longer has the extra 2 attack, both traits are pretty much non-consequential to the troop. Satire Magician actually got a nerf, oddly enough. They ended up making it so it hits the first 2 enemies before it hit a random 2 enemies, and generally hitting a random 2 enemies is better than hitting the first 2, since if you need to do something for the first 2 to make sure they couldn't do anything, you would just be using Emperor Corvash. So there's not much of a need to really use this for that. So that overall was a nerf to him. However, he also now steals 2 magic from the enemies, as well as, of course, still doing the silence. So he ends up getting 4 magic each time, so 4 additional damage. But overall, it is a nerf to him, not a buff. Which is kind of weird. Elowin ended up getting a boost ratio increase, a really large one. However, they got rid of one of his other traits, but they ended up increasing his boost ratio from 3 to 7. So every single yellow gem he destroys is now a 7 extra. So if you end up destroying, let's say, 10 yellows, boom, you just got 70 additional damage with his ability. This will probably be good in ultra early game, however, because of just how amazing that boost ratio is. However, the later you get into the game, of course, the increasingly less effective that will be. But yeah, that's pretty decent damage. You can get this thing for free from completing out Pan's Veil Kingdom, even if you only hit, let's say, like 7 yellows, which I would assume you would be doing almost every time unless the entire board has been like removed of them. That is, what, 49 additional damage, so you'd be hitting around a 60 in early game or so. Relative to early game, that's not horrible. Plus you still have board control and you're getting mana accumulation from it. So, not too bad. They also ended up exchanging Face Layer for Song of Light, which, if I'm not mistaken, is Light Storm at the start of battle. Yes, it is. So, I don't know why they've only done this for yellow so far. Of course, Hero Class has it for everything, but for whatever reason, they currently only have the songs, or, you know, the things that end up doing a Storm at start of battle for yellow. They haven't done it for any of the other 5 colors, not counting Hero. So, Savasi, not much of a change there. They ended up changing Nature Brand to Fey Touch. Where'd he go? As you can see over here. So, Fairy Fire enemies when doing skull damage. This just seems like a really weird thing to have specifically on this troop. Just because everything he does is skull oriented, so why would you want to Fairy Fire? It is a cool trait nonetheless. And if I'm not mistaken, even a new one, I don't think anything prior to this really had it until they added it with all these. But with the ones they did. But it just doesn't make any sense because nothing about him does spell damage. He steals attack. He transforms, which I guess could generate into something that does, and he's just oriented towards just taking skulls and really tanky against skulls. So I'm not really sure why he got that. This seems a little bit weird because he would actually be better with his previous trait. What else? Fonessa got a really interesting change. They ended up changing it. Where does Fonessa go? They end up changing it to 12 mana cost instead of 8. However, she now gives a bunch of life to all allies instead of just herself, which is pretty huge because now she's a first turn HP buffer that heals literally her entire team. So that is possibly really good. She is empowered after all. So yeah, yet another pretty useful empowered. Not sure exactly what instances you'd bother bringing her out for. But yeah, that's a really good support heal now, since you would immediately get a gigantic heal right at the beginning of battle. Plus, you can do some damage initially. Won't be a huge amount of damage, but still some damage. And it has a link into itself, has a power, it has immune to silence, has a little bit of everything to kind of work now. So yeah, I might start seeing some finesses around. We'll still need to mess around with that. Next, ended up getting a rework where it reduced its mana by 1. I believe that was the one that steals the stat. No, it was this one. Oh yeah, this strip was pretty much useless. What other changes did they make to it? First trait was moved to second trait. Wildfolk Shield changed to Mana Shield. So now it basically just has immune to a bunch of silences and everything. Silence, Mana Drain, Mana Burn. Yeah, they just made it slightly less useless. It's still useless, so that hasn't really changed much. Bunny Nog troop type changed from Beast to Beast Wildfolk. And what was the other change? Actually, where even is it? There it is. And the other chance is it has a 50% chance to devour knights now, which, yeah, they just made it even more of a knight counter. I don't know why they added such a ridiculous knight counter, but they did. 5 times skull damage to knights, 50% devours on knights. Knights shall never exist due to the Bunny Nog. This is actually one of the reasons why 4 times knight will never be a thing. Even if they make it like a really good 4 times knight teams, people will just run Bunny Nogs and destroy them. This strip is a really confusing concept that they added. I'm not really sure what they were thinking when they did. It's because it's such a hard counter to something. Like, no other typing gets hard countered this hard other than knights for whatever reason. And they made it even stronger because it's useless. Because no one ever uses knights, so it's kind of funny. They also ended up giving it thick hide. What did they end up changing out for it? I forget what was there. They ended up changing, what was it, Beast Bond? Yeah, Beast Bond now is a thick hide, which gives a 20% score reduction, which is basically 0, but still more than 0, I guess. King Selena's probably got one of the better buffs, just because any improvement to him is nice. He ends up stealing 3 magic, essentially. He steals 1 magic from everything that he touches, so that's potentially 3 magic every single time. And any buff to him just makes him a little bit more viable because he'll always start getting stronger over time with the more wild folk there adds to the game. He has Impervious, which isn't horrible. And yeah, his ability was already pretty lackluster, so that gives it just a little bit of a benefit. Still burns all enemies, still has that kind of like a Ketris-like ability, except way weaker. So yeah, a little bit better. It's still going to be used with wild folks regardless of if it got buffed or not buffed. But it's a little bit extra damage each time. And other than that, they made Wild Queen. I haven't actually tested Wild Queen yet since this buff, but she now has a 22 mix of green and red instead of 16 to make it a little bit more consistent. So hopefully she doesn't miss as much. If that is the case, she could actually be a really good mythic now. But if I'm not mistaken, 22 will still miss quite a lot. But yeah, still haven't tried it yet, but could potentially be quite a bit better than it was before. And that's essentially the whole rundown. The only ones to really noteworthy is basically Wild Queen. Let's see, Wild Queen, where'd the other one go? Fonessa, and maybe King Selena's. Those are the only 3 that they end up changing that are even remotely relevant. Every other one is essentially useless, and all those troops are still essentially useless in most situations. Anyways, let's go grab our tribute, grab that, go to Guild, go to Guild Wars, and let's get into things. So, fight, Red Day, change to Red Team off that key. And where to go? Guild War Red. Don't want to use my defend team. That would be a fail. And, oh yeah, we ended up switching to Dawnbringer. That's funny. I guess that works. We're basically running Rush Alchemist Dawnbringer, which should get the job done. Unfortunately, Barrier does not protecting its Dragon's Eye, and he is running a annoying Dragon's Eye team. I have no way to really work around that, especially where he placed it. I guess we just kind of have to hope that his first convert doesn't really do anything, so we'll have to be careful of that on our first turn. But as soon as we can Alchemist away to Brown, we should be okay. Not to mention we do gain a benefit with the +1 Brown, so let's get into it. Double check one last time that it is indeed Red Day, just so I don't accidentally do the wrong color. And let's get into things. Anyways, let me go check chat too, since I wasn't really paying attention to it much while reading through all that. Hello, William. Hello, Churros. Hello, Charles. Let's see. Yeah, today went pretty well. Do you have enough time to listen to Darude Sandstorm? Nope. Hello, Steve. Hello, Captain. Hello, Skeleton. Hello, the Krill. Let's see. Hello, Flop. Hello, Demon or Angel. Hello, Brandon. Let's see. Hello, Ruva. Hello, Christy. Hello, William. Yes, I know it's from the Mighty Python Holy Grail. I do recall that. There's a lot of references to it when he first came out. It was really funny. They still made it useless, though. But yes, the reason why it's so anti-knight is because it is based on that. But it's still a useless troop that didn't need to exist. Or at least be a little bit more balanced, like how Crimson Bat is. Like, Crimson Bat's a hard divine counter. However, at least, like, balanced. Like, the problem with Bunny Nog is you can never use it against not knights, and it is just ridiculously overpowered against knights. Something like a Crimson Bat, it's like just average when you don't use it against divines, but then it's pretty decent but not overpowered when you end up using it against divines. So like that's a little bit more manageable. But the way that they made the Bunny Nog is just it's useless not against knights, and it's overpowered when used against knights, and it just doesn't really work, unfortunately. Okay, well, we'll go to that. Get rid of the blues. That'll be a Dawnbringer. And converted my other thing that uses yellow, so unfortunately they can't do much with that. Let's go with a Yagwe there, and then we could probably just go into second Yagwe and kill them out. So we did get transformed, but they do all die. Satire Magician, I would say overall got nerfed. Mainly because it'll always guarantee re-silence the exact same ones. And normally when you're using Satire Magician, you're wanting him to silence the entire team slowly over time. But now he'll just keep hitting the first two every single time. I overall feel like it's a nerf for the most part. There are some team contexts where it might be better. But I would say it's a nerf. He did get a Magic Steal though, so he does a little bit more damage now. But now that he targets the same things, it's basically weaker. We already had a troop that basically did that, Corvash. While it's not silenced, it was still essentially the same. It'll basically serve the same goal. Ooh, we have a problem. I can't take that red extra turn, can I? That is not actually an extra turn because we're frozen. So plan B, destroy everything. Who would do that? Go and grab a owl. Okay, well then. That's actually pretty bad because how many reds are currently on the board. Purple's not frozen, so we will grab that. That one freeze really got us. We'll throw this onto Infernus and start getting that up. Not frozen on that, so that works. We are frozen on red, so I can't do anything with that. You know what? I should just converted away red. There's actually a really big problem here. I can't take either of those two extra turns because we're frozen. Luckily, no, that didn't extra turn. It's a fake extra turn because we're frozen on it. Oh, that's bad if he gets a kill there. Ooh. Ooh. I think it was lost. I can't break through that tankiness. We can still probably get enough Infernuses to win. The board doesn't say like we can. Well, it looks like Alchemist dies, right? There's no way to save him. Oh, yes, there is. We can do this on brown. Our last chance. 1 mana short. Okay, what do we do from there? I could try for yellow into double red. Yellow to red to triple green. This double red. His skull gives us guaranteed purple for him. But then again, yellow's also guaranteed mana. So we could also explode this down. Try for the yellow and the red extra turn. Which does basically 0 damage, though. So I think the answer... Well, that does explode enough to get us full mana, though. Oh, no, I think we take the yellow and try here. Didn't get it. Oh, that dies. Okay, Infernus, solo time. You got this. So now we just need an insanely lucky Infernus here. Okay, okay. I can work with that. Now I need you to hit those two. That's basically our last chance to win. No, I hit the wrong one. Okay, we can still win this. Let's see. Red, red, red. Red to double brown, purple to nothing. Yeah, I think we just take red to double brown. We could also take red to brown to purple, if that happens to happen. Oh, I could also take a red to yellow there. Oh, no! That would have been extra turn chance, too. I think that might have given him a skull, but probably would have been better. No! Oh, we lost again. Let's see. We had the 1 win, then we had the loss. Or let's see. We have a 5-0, a 3-2, and now a 4-1. Or whatever happens on today. But, yeah, we failed that day. They went well. And we already failed again today. I even put the Dawnbringer there so it'd be safer. Also, wow, 10 HP is a gigantic buff, apparently. It's now 2-2. We have a 50% win rate on our Lord Ironbeard team right now, which is kind of funny. We almost have a positive number. Yeah, it seems to be like this team is working correctly. And 10 HP appears to have made it overpowered somehow. Because that's more than its normal win rate, that's for sure. Anyways, we're up against Key Team. That's definitely a lot less annoying than what we just faced. 4.3 soon, TM? 4.3 should most likely be in the next week. No official date has been given. But there's a really good chance it's within the next week. Possibly this Sunday. Possibly midway next week, or right at the beginning of next week. We don't know yet, though. No official day has been given. But if I had to guess a day, it's Sunday. Sunday or Monday. Ooh, he just moved that to first slot. That is exactly where I don't want it. It would almost be more efficient if it just dies out. Though that would be not a good idea. So let's take a yellow to purple for now. Let's grab all the mana we need. Start getting more of the mana we need. Let's see. Do we bother with a purple? Surge. I could try for purple to purple as well. Just take this purple over to the side and just let everything else kind of rest there for now. We'll go destroy a bunch of stuff. Luckily, he just gives us all the mana we need, and then we're good to go. So I'll take that over. Take a blue, because why not? Throw Infernus down. Hopefully kill out Cedric, and go from there. Cedric kill won't really help much. But it does die out. Good Yagway there. If you could stop getting kills, would be great. Okay. Yagway again into... Actually, we might as well just do that. Doesn't give us the board we need. Do I skull? Yeah, I guess I skull. Skull into Yagway. Thinking if we needed Dawnbringer, but I'm not sure if that would have been enough Yagway damage. We'll take the guarantee kill. Wow, that was level 1,479. I'm not even normally paying attention to their levels. Some of them are pretty high level. Yeah, there's another one. Wait, you're at the exact same level as what you just faced? That's weird. Pretty sure that's the exact number I just said. 1,491 or something similar. Really high level guild then, apparently. Anyways, let's go into the next one. Hello, 23 Savage. Welcome. Let's see. What do we even need here? I guess we take red to brown, so we'll grab that. We are still using Titan, so we do gain barrier every brown. Now we can do it right into Alchemist perfectly. Well, not perfectly. I don't want to convert out purple, do I? I guess we have to. Really have a choice here. We'll convert all that away, so we can just get that up. We can then go throw right into a Dawnbringer. Actually, no, don't take Dawnbringer. You just grab that, take a yellow, take it all the way off to the side here. He'll take a skull and hit on our barrier. Actually, before I do, might as well just grab that. And sure, we'll take a red too. Why not? We'll throw an Infernus down. And do we go for Dawnbringer first? Actually, I wait because we still have a barrier. We can utilize that for his skull hit that he's guaranteed going to take right there. Then we can throw Dawnbringer. And then he'll just hit on barrier again, so we don't waste the barrier. There we go. Okay. Looks like we do green here. Every other color doesn't seem to do too much. We could also take a skull, but I don't know. Do we want a skull? That would prevent him from hitting us next turn, so I guess we'll go for it. We'll do that. That does prevent us from getting a lot of value out of an alchemy. Oh, no. We can still do it on blue now. That will give us that. And then do that right on the bottom. Get a free skull. And we need a hit that isn't Dawnbringer to actually kill him. Dawnbringer will not be enough. Is there a red or green extra turn? Or any way we could cascade anything? We can take a red yellow too, but I think we just take this red and try for triple brown or triple blue. Is there any location where we can get a slightly better rate? We can get triple green, triple skull. Looks like every single area we need like a triple for. So it's probably not happening regardless of where I take this. So let's take that one. And then we Dawnbringer to Yagway. Actually, we might as well Yagway to Dawnbringer. Or is that enough damage? No, it is not. But it is an extra turn, so we can just double Yagway, actually. There we go. I know, right? 1 down, 30 more Kingdom reworks to go. I know. It took them like 7 months to get around to 1 more Kingdom rework. And we still need, at minimum, like another 30. I don't know when they're going to finally get around to all of them, but I really hope they do soon. Okay, we'll go and take a brown. Oh, oops, I didn't double check to see if we were frozen on it. Well, good thing I took the brown first. Okay, I'm actually going to take another brown here. I think we're going to give him that extra turn. That or I take blue to red. Actually, I'll take blue to red. We'll wait one turn on the brown. He's about to create a bunch of them anyways. So he converts, what, brown to green, green to brown. So to deny him, I actually have to take this green that I don't need. Because if I don't, he will get a lot of mana. We'll still get some mana, but it's not going to be an extra turn. Is the main concern there. So we'll take that over. Get a little bit of explosion in there. I guess we just Dawnbringer so we don't die, since that seems to be happening here. Unfortunately, that will not stop his eye, but it will figure out which one he's going to eye. Because then he'll have eye down. We'll know which one it hits. Ideally, it won't hit our alchemist here. Actually, we might even be able to win before that happens. Let's see. Can we win on this turn? Probably not. But let's go throw this down onto yellow. Hero's just blocking all of our mana, it looks like. I don't have a way to drop that. No extra turn chance there. Can maybe try for a double brown there, and we could end up getting it that way. Don't think we can, though, so probably not worth it. We could try to... Actually, let's go for this one. This is the mistake I made earlier. We should go for that and try for the yellow. Didn't get it, but it was overall slightly better value to try for it. So now we're blocked with that red. Best plan here is probably just take brown alchemist and then furnace a few times. The only problem that could go wrong with that is he destroys my Infernus, or converts it. Ideally, he'll just convert my first slot. But we'll just have to see. I think I'm going to Skull Distract again. So he takes another Skull, throw that down. We might lose our first slot here, but oh well. Okay, there goes all use of our yellow. That is pretty bad. So now Alchemist is basically useless. The only thing we really use it for is clearing the board, which I would probably do on brown, but there's currently no way to hit it on brown. Can't do that, so I guess we'll do this and try getting Yagway alignment. That also doesn't happen. We'll just take a Skull for now, I guess. We'll take it that way. That does get him the free kill. And we have no follow-up. At least not one that extra turns. I can get double kill out of it, though. Which I kind of do want. It does give him a 5 times red, though, which would kind of be counterproductive. So we'll just take a red for now. There goes the freeze. So we are frozen on red now. So it doesn't matter as much if we don't get an extra turn. However, I don't want to give him a massively good move either. Would not be that useful. So we'll get rid of all this greens here. We don't even use yellow on this team, so it's impossible for us to be frozen on it, at least. One of the only good things about not using a color. So the board isn't as bad. If I do this... Oh, no, yes it is. It's a 5 times and a 4 times. Gosh, I can't use Yagway. There we go. My bad. Okay, stream should be back. Didn't really do much. Just took a brown. Oh, and our first slot died. Oh, our last damage source died. No! He just converted my Yagway! That's what happened when I was looking over at chat there. Oh no! We gotta win with just baby dragons. I don't count Alchemist, because unless we get a dragon that uses yellow, he's doing nothing. Okay. We'll take Skull to brown. Got our red. Got both our reds. Nice. Okay. Might be able to make some progress here. Let's go use the weaker one in case he wants to die. Nope, that's not a yellow. Okay, now we cast the other one, but before we do, we go move every extra turn off the board. I am so tempted to take that brown into the skull there. Actually, before I do, let me grab that yellow. Do we have convert on this? This is yellow to red, if I'm not mistaken, right? Yes. No, where to go? Yes, transform all yellow to red. Well, at least we could use Alchemist this thing for something. That boost ratio will not be enough to kill anything other than him, so I guess we go kill him, just so we have one less thing to deal with. But then again, that's probably a bad idea, because he's just about to summon right back in that spot. But at least it's less annoying than having him in the team, so maybe it's a win. Okay, Alchemist, can you do anything? Because you can actually set up the other ability now. Looks like you can't. So I guess I take that skull. That's not enough to kill, though. Nor is the ability, so let's take that for now. Oh, good. Double skull got him. That's a really weak summon for him to have, so it's good for us. I'm going to hold off on this because there's a chance that he might just convert it back, so that'll just kind of make it pointless. And then again, if I use that, you know what? Actually, we will go for it. I don't really have too many other options. He got rid of one of my useful ones. Now my alchemist is useless again. Okay, we'll take our skull. A really long, useless battle. Let's see. We're just gonna have a billion dragons, and I think we're gonna lose if that High Forge doesn't go down. We basically have to kill him with just Visk, which is technically possible. As well as that thing actually becomes something good. Okay, Visk, you need mana, and you need a hit last slot. Unfortunately, you only double hit on yellows, don't you? And not a single thing on his team is yellow. That's helpful. Okay, we'll go and just hit that. One more hit, and we could maybe win. Okay, we'll take a blue there. Grab herself a skull. Hit that down. Grab a brown into a blue off the top there. Get all the mana that we need. We'll go use Apothecary, which will do some things of nothing. What can we do that would be useful out of this movement? Because we don't need the mana, so it doesn't matter if we take it for 5 times. We could take it for 4 times instead, as long as it's an extra turn. Though both options seem equally useless, so we'll just go take that one then. And try for the skull hit. Now we can take a red skull. Grab that. Somehow you don't surge. That's awful. I guess we just go for red surge. That will allow him to take a skull. However, it won't be enough to kill his last slot. And that should open us up to possibly winning. So we'll take that red. He'll skull us. If we have a skull here, we'll take it. I actually should probably take a red here. He's not going to die to that. Oh, no, I need to kill him now before he summons again. Okay, so now it's 2 versus 2, kind of. If you could call this 2 versus 2. Let's see. Well, worst comes to worst. I don't think we could really lose now, because he's just using I guess technically we could still lose to just I. But that's not that likely, actually. Just because we can keep summoning over and over again. All he's doing is just keeps transforming us. The AI doesn't know how to do it properly at this point. So he has a really low chance of actually winning against us. Still possible, though. And we'll take our other red. And all we have to do is cast both of these now and we win. And we get ourselves... Of course, now we get all the good dragons, now that we already won the battle. How's he still alive? He has 20% spell reduction, doesn't he? Yes, he does. That's how he's still alive. Well, there's our skull to win. What on earth was that battle? But we won it. But did we really win? Wow. Anyways, that's Guild Wars for today. Yeah, 7,558. Wow, that's bad. It should be around like 8,000 or so when you do a 4 loss. So yeah, that battle went horrifically. But yeah, that was Guild Wars for today. At least our defends are doing better. Our defends are almost doing better than we did. We did 4-1 today, and our defend did 2-2. I guess it's technically doing slightly worse, but normally defend does. But anyways, that's that for now. We're actually in dead last, but this isn't just because we're scoring lower. It's because we're missing 2 people. One who hasn't done their battles yet, and the second is just because, well, we're missing a person. Which does remind me, if anyone's interested in joining a guild, we're normally around bracket 3, 4, 5 in Guild Wars, and get all the tasks done, get every single event done. If you want to join, we have 1 spot left. All you have to do is 1 million gold per week, 1,000, 1 million gold per week, be level 1,000 plus, and being able to participate in all the guild-related events every single week. And as long as you can do that, we have 1 spot left, so let me know. Anyways, mail. Oh yeah, this was just the 4.3 change mail. I'm saving that for when I cover that in the little video thingy. Actually, I might as well just cover them both in the same video. I'm not sure if I'll separate it or not. Maybe I'll keep them separated and just make 2 really short videos kind of summarizing both of them. But anyways, other things we need to go do. Go gain 1 more armor. I don't currently have that in the title. Let me go do dungeons real quick, then we'll hand out the code. But actually, we'll probably hand out code once we get the +1 armor. But yeah, we are 1 delve away from getting +1 armor. So we need to go do that. Before I do, where's my key team? I really need to reorganize my teams. I feel like every few months they get just completely disrupted. Every single place where I think something is completely changed. Because for like 1 or 2 videos, I'll like completely change it up and then I'll never change it back and then I'll mess it up even more for another video. And before you know it, they're just all over the place. Okay. Well, let's go through a key down. Get our double kill. Throw everything. Why does the Warrens give Arcanes on the final battle, but no other Delve does? No clue why, but it does. They just wanted to make Warrens the best Delve in the game for whatever reason. Not sure exactly why, but that is the case. Warrens is exponentially better than any other Delve. Not even counting just the arcanes, but that's not even one of the main reasons. One of the main reasons is it has the best treasure room layout of any delve. And the most overall loot of any delve because of that. And that's on top of the arcanes. What team should you use for assassin events? Don't you mean archer event? But for archer event, which I'm not even sure if I'll do the free battles for because we don't even need the EXP. But it's either Dawnbringer, Triple Owlbear, or sorry, Triple Owl Rider, or you run Mang or an AoE red weapon for the earlier battles, followed by Thorn Knights, Lady or Ariel, and that new Legends that gives 50% mana to all elves, which I forget his name off the top of my head. That's what you would use, either or. But yeah, if we go do those battles real quick, I'll be using Dawnbringer, Triple Owl Rider. And just do the free battles to get them all done quickly. I think one of the only few things I use Dawnbringer for, that and Guild Wars. But getting the event thingy done every single Thursday, or whatever the class is. Oops, I keep clicking that because I keep thinking it's a new mail. Yet whenever you look at it, it doesn't actually count it as you looking at it for whatever reason. Normally that would go away, but it doesn't. Okay, anyways, we'll go away as that if we click it. Anyways, let's go get ourselves our +1 armor. All we have to do that is go do Dark Pits, click right here, go deeper, and not lose. Well, so far we haven't really lost any of these. We might have lost like a troop here or there, but you know, we haven't lost like the actual delve itself. But let's go into the final stretch. We have another 3 to go here. That means by, what, 3 days from now? That means Sunday, right? Yeah, on Sunday, we should be done with this delve, and then we could start going back to farming Warrens indefinitely, or at least until another delve comes out. Okay, well, let's go through Apothecary onto the blues there. Get all that exploded. Take the brown down. Go for another Devour onto that. We can then go and just convert all that over. Oh, that is not the color I meant to target. I'll take the brown. Grab a Mountain Crystal down. The misclick. Not that big a deal. In this battle, that makes almost no difference. And now we just have to transform him into full mana. There we go. One done. Where's our Apothecary? Apparently... Oh, no, we do have one. I was going to say no extra turn. So we just do that and kill a Van Barrack with a Devourer. Do you think the meta favors PvP defense over the players? Especially talking about Dragon's Eye? Let's see. I don't know what you mean by that. Do you think the meta favors PvP defenders over the player? I'm not sure what you mean by that. But yes, PvP defends are pretty strong at the current moment in time. Quite a bit more so than they've been in the past. There's been some really easy metas in the past for PvP defense. So much so that there was, at one point within the game, a near guarantee 100% chance win rate for the player in PvP defense. That, of course, is not the case anymore. But there have been metas in the past where it was that easy. Though I think Bone Dragon meta defend was a little bit stronger. Like when Great Maul Bone Dragon used to exist, I'm pretty sure that was stronger back then than what the current metas are now. But that was just broken OP strong. It wasn't like just because they were working correctly. Because they had a lot of glitches. Like when Great Maul used to be able to 4 times devour your entire team with one single skull spam. That was obviously ridiculously broken. And Bone Dragon would just fill the entire board with skulls. That was also pretty broken. Especially since he even had a slightly lower mana cost back then too. Only by 1, but still, he just basically got an entire board of like 30, 40, 50, while still doing a complete armor tear. Also, we just can't hold on to a troop, can we? We keep losing a troop every time. Might need to go bring out the Salvani Mora so we don't die to skulls for the final one. I'll make it go slower, but only the final one does it really matter if we go deathless or not. All these other ones, it doesn't matter as long as we win the delve. And as long as we bring High King Irongut to the final battle, we pretty much auto-win this battle. Because as soon as we get a Devourer, we won. So we won already. Everything else just speeds up the fact that we just won. But we'll go start getting this guy's mana up. Grab whatever it takes to get him. Is there nothing of value here? Apparently. Because we'll just take the green for now. Grab brown there. Get a green into a last little bit of mana if we can. Is there anything I can really drop here? Not really. I guess we'll stick purple for now. Where's my full mana? I guess we could try for a purple drop and go from there. He will get a skull out of it, but it's not that big a deal. So we'll take a skull, we'll take a blue for free, get our guaranteed devour, get all of our stats back up. Throw a skull down. Some ways. What drop do we have? Okay, we take a brown, so might as well grab that. We had extra turn chance off the top as well. We'll go grab a skull right there for the kill. And now we just need one more devour and then we win. And then we get +1 armor. As easy as that, we get +1 armor. And there we go, dead. And now we get an armor. Also, I believe we get the pet in 2 days on Saturday. Should probably have enough points by then to have the pet. There we go. 12 mythic ingots. On to the next one, 420. But before we do, that should be 1 permanent armor forever. And yes, it is. And as you can see, the next stat is 1 attack at 20,000. Which means 2 delves from now we'll be able to get that. I don't even think it's possible to reach it with the next delve, is it? You'd have to have a lot max. Let's see. 8 delves. Oh yeah, it actually is technically possible. Actually, it's technically possible right now to have +1 attack. So I guess we actually don't have max stats right now. Though I don't think there's a single person in the entire game that has literally every faction maxed. But yes, if you have literally every faction, all 8 of them at 2,500 right now, you could have 1 extra attack. So I guess it's theoretically possible. However, I think 0 people are currently there. I think there's some people that might have 5 or 6 factions. I don't recall a single person who has all 8 done, though. Yeah, +1 attack available easily starting next delve, though I don't think I'll have it by next delve, because I'll still be missing some 2,500s. But when they add potions, that will be easier to 2,500 factions. It won't make it a cakewalk, but it'll make it a bit easier than the current state of the game, that's for sure. But anyways, yeah, we got our armor. So now everything just naturally has 1 additional armor on them. As you can kind of see, I should have probably showed that before and after. But yeah, everything does now have 1 higher armor than before. That'll be a little bit useful. Of course, it's not much, but every little bit helps. Anyways, on to the next one. Which team should you use for the... oh, never mind, I already answered that. Player using Dragon's Eye needs several turns to get full mana. AI gets full mana every other turn. Well, the main thing that ends up doing that is Gimlet, mostly. Gimlet into immediate convert into basically 1 or 2 turn, or 0 turn or 1 turn Dragon's Eye. What tends to happen. It really just depends what the starting board is and if you have anything that can combat it. Okay, can we get Apothecary here? Yes, we can. So we'll get that right on the yellow. Get all that converted. Oh yeah, I meant to go give out a code when we got +1 armor. Let me go do that. I knew there was something I needed to go do. I was like, wait, there's one thing I needed to go do. Right as soon as I got off that screen. Yeah, it was giving out the code, so we'll go do that right after this battle. We'll convert away all the yellow there. Hopefully that explodes into his full mana. Or cascades into it, or do anything to get him to full mana. Come on now. There we go. Get a free turn there. At this point, we might as well just kill him with skulls with how big that cascade is. Gosh. But we'll do it normally. We'll do it that way. Convert him. Devour him. Dead. Right into the greed. And there we go. Okay. So, let me go and hand out the code thing. Code time. Okay, so, code. Do I have the page open? Yes, I do. We go grab the next code in line, which I believe is this one, unless we used that last night. Why it's not letting me mark them anymore. I still didn't switch it over to the other thing yet. Code already used. Apparently we used that one. The struggle of not being able to mark them. Let's see, there we go. Oh, I did skip over one earlier. I thought I did last night. There we go. Here's the one I skipped over. There's the code. Use it on gemsofwar.com or use the game code section, or simply go click on that link. It'll bring you to the same location. Your invite code is found underneath your settings menu. Whatever your game says there is what you put in. Your redeem code, or the redeem code that you put in, is the one right over there in chat. Just copy paste it, the random numbers and letters, and it gives the same reward as always. Where'd it go? True treasure maps, 1 gem key, and 2,500 gold and 200 souls. I forgot we have 200 souls now in these as well. They've used to always have 200 souls in them. They just magically got them back a couple days ago, which is kind of weird. But yeah, 200 souls as well. Mostly 1 gem key, basically. Anyways, back to our dark pits. finish these last 2 delves out. And then we'll probably go do the Archer event real quick, just for some free gems. Quick free 25 gems. And the team isn't too bad that we have this week for doing the free battles. For trying to do all the battles, it's not the most optimal of options, but for doing the free battles, it's pretty decent. It's a triple yellow with all ear links. So it's not that bad. Gives Dawnbringer its mana really quick. There we go, all that converted. None of them have immune to Devour, so I don't need to keep purple on the board. Normally I would in order to try feeding Possessed King to full mana to spam him, but we don't need him. Can you cast spells, or how can I cast spells so quick? We do it with a controller. If you end up clicking the, wait, where is it on camera? I don't even have my face up. Oh yeah, I need to see it so I know where I'm showing it correctly. But yeah, wait, it'd be easier if I actually click the button when I'm showing it. But yeah, I just have a controller plugged in, and controller does some inputs quicker than mouse and keyboard can, as well as touchscreen. And one of those things is casting, as well as getting through the menus very quick. So you'll see as we have full mana here, all we have to do to cast its ability is simply click the normally A button. I cannot get this in camera well, but normally it's just the A button. For whatever reason, Steam keeps wanting to default it back to Y, even if I keep changing the defaults for it and everything. But anyways, we just click that, and it'll immediately click the cast button, as you see right over there. I'm not going to move it, but I just click the Y button, and then boom, it's casted. Normally it's the A button, but for whatever reason, it doesn't like Nintendo Switch controllers. Even if I rebind it, it'll work for a little while, and then it'll just like magically unbind itself. Really weird. Not sure what's up with that. Even if I have big picture mode open on Steam, it still does it. I'm really confused as to why Steam doesn't like to work, but it still gets the job done. It just doesn't let me use the button I want to use. Let's see. We'll go to that. Oh yeah, I can't devour him. We'll go do it with that one and then simply devour it that way. There we go. No, Impervious is not immune to transform. The only thing that's immune to transform is Blessed starting next patch, as well as Indestructible. Those are the only 2 things in the entire game that have immune to transform. And given that Indestructible is almost on nothing player owns, the only thing they're on is on the Dooms, the 6 Dooms that you can own. There's basically only one thing that ever has immune to transform, and that is Blessed starting next patch. So Quillen, actually going to be a pretty nice option starting next patch. Various Quillen teams with Divine Ishbala. It's already pretty viable, but it's even more so next patch, as it'll be Divine Ishbala plus Quillen combo will be the heaviest Blessed option currently within the game, or still is, but it'll basically be one of the better anti-transform kind of teams, just because it's going to have the most amount of transform immunity of any team. Essentially, the entire team being perpetually immune to transform. That'll be kind of interesting to see how that pans out. I'm not sure if it's going to finally kill out I, but it will definitely put a dent in it. Might see it a little bit less. There's also some other rebalance changes. For all we know, Dragon's Eye could be nerfed into the ground next patch. I highly doubt it, though, if they're adding transform immunity. Like, when they added mana drain immunity, they didn't obviously add another nerf on top of Famine. Though they have double nerf stuff before, which is always really annoying. Like, they plan one nerf, like, let's say some kind of, like, new effect into the game that will help counter something, but then they also simultaneously nerf the troop. Normally they don't do that, but there has been many times where they double nerf troops, and normally whenever they do, they just make the troop completely useless, and it's never used ever again. Let's see. I'll move that over. Again, Apothecary down onto yellow there. I'll take red to browns. Grab Devour onto Skull Spam so it doesn't get us. Devour away the... we'll just go down the line. Take a browns that we need. Throw in Apothecary if we have it. Don't even need it. Throw that down. Explode everything. Actually, go for mana first. Can we take it anywheres? Why did I even grab this if I didn't know if I could take it anywheres yet? Fail. We need a cancel button. How is there not a cancel button? Okay, good. We have it on blue. Also, how has no one asked that in a Q&A in a while or ever? But he doesn't mean to devour? He does. Oh, I didn't realize that. Whoops. I didn't mean to take a skull or transform him. But I'm surprised, not even myself, I keep forgetting too. But I don't think anyone has asked in a while, or yeah, at least like a year, for them to add a cancel button. It needs to be a thing. It has to be some kind of technical issue. I have no clue why they don't have it yet. But there's currently no way to cancel a spell once you're on that screen. Like when you're deciding on if you want to go convert a gem, there's no way to undo that. Let's see. Nerf everyone else. One of the other slight issues that they do sometimes is they won't nerf something that's really strong. Instead, they'll just buff literally everything else. Or add other future stuff that's even stronger, which ends up just doing slight power creep and stuff. But, yeah, it tends to happen with most games over time. I think that's actually one of the reasons they might have put a 1,000 stat cap on the game. Because they were concerned that if they didn't, they would just keep going higher and higher. They did that pretty early, though. They did the cap way earlier than they should have. But, maybe they were just thinking ahead. But, I don't know. I think that might be one of the only reasons why they ever actually added a 1,000 stat cap. Is so that stats in the future don't go to like 10,000 or 100,000 or a million. When the game first started, you could actually reach infinite stats. And there were teams that could do it. Like literal billions of stats. Normally it would be just a bunch of Brine to Lucky. And you would just have to get lucky and keep getting magic buffs. Which would then lead into other buffs that would just lead to infinite stats. Let's see. We'll throw that down. And dead. Okay, and that's all the battles for today. We got our +1 armor, and we're close to getting the pets. Actually, what is the pet for this faction? I don't think I ever even took a look at it. We're getting in like 2 days. I probably should, because I'll probably start wielding it soon. Oh no, 2 days. We actually get it tomorrow. What am I saying? Assuming we win all 3 of them, or we win 2 of them deathless, and even if we lose the other one, it wouldn't matter. We actually get the pet tomorrow. So we get this mouse tomorrow. Oh, that's really cute. It's a mouse holding a sword and a shield. The Joust mouse. And of course, all it does is dark pit bonus, like every other faction pet. But yeah, we'll actually have this little cute thing tomorrow, and we'll go make an outfit with him. Oh, that's actually kind of adorable. Yeah, we'll get the Joust mouse tomorrow, because we should hit 2,000. We'll have it on tonight or tomorrow night stream. We won't be doing it in the morning. But yeah, we'll be able to have that. So we'll get back-to-back rewards then. The armor for the previous one, and then the mouse for tomorrow. I remember the week Princess Fizzbang came out. Oh yeah, she was ridiculously overpowered for about 1 or 2 days or so. She ended up having the ability to both gain a random stat and explode everything every single time she cast, making her the strongest troop in the entire game for like 1 or 2 days. Just kind of funny. Anyways, let's go get all of our Owl Riders in here. Owl Rider, Owl Rider, Owl Rider, Dawnbringer. And we'll just set our banner to +2 yellow, +1 something. I wonder if suggest a banner here would actually suggest it correctly. For suggest a banner to do this correctly, you would have to do a +2 yellow, or it would have to do a +2/+1 into Dawnbringer. I'm actually curious if it would. I haven't extensively tested to see if suggest banner actually does properly work, but I really hope it does, because it would really speed things up. It would probably at minimum give us a double yellow, because we're literally using 4 yellows. But I'm not sure if it would actually be smart enough to give us a double yellow, +1 something, -1 something. That isn't within one of the colors that we're already using, of course. Hey, what hero class are we currently using? Necromancer? I guess Necromancer's fine. It doesn't end up giving extra damage to this weapon, though. You know what? Let's go switch to Shaman. I'm pretty sure Shaman gets extra damage. Or Shaman. It'll speed it up a little bit, though the amount of time I'm taking to switch to it probably isn't. But if I'm not mistaken, don't you have green weapons? No, never mind. Neither of them have the extra damage. Okay, we'll stick with Necromancer then. Oh, what is our Necromancer class doing? Level 79. We've almost passively maxed him. I think it was at like level 30 about several weeks ago. And then just passively over time, I've been using him for a bunch of random stuff like this and just random battles here and there. And without even trying to focus it down, we've gotten like pretty much double the level. Okay, Valraven need to get destroyed. Luckily, we have enough yellow that we instantly get the full mana and dead. Do you think Iron Gut is the new meta? For PvP, it's questionable. For Delves, definitely. Iron Gut is definitely the meta for Delves currently. There's barely anything with immune to Devour. And even if they did, there's nothing that has immune to Transform. Even once they add immune to Transform on Blessed, it's going to make absolutely no difference. Because basically nothing within Delves currently has Blessed. So unless they're adding more new Delve rooms into next Delve, or into next patch, yeah, Iron Gut will still be meta, unless they make that drastic change. Okay, we got another Valraven there. Can we do anything with it? As in destroying it. Nope, no immediate way to do it, so we'll just take that for now. Grab a free turn off of that. Get a red. Dawnbringer dead. Oh, okay, not dead. That's what we get for not using correct hero class. Correct hero class would be 5 additional damage, which would obviously be him dead right now. A struggle. Doesn't matter that much, though, as long as he doesn't escape. There we go. There. That's not the room I meant to click, but good enough. Yeah, we'll take that over. Grab a yellow surge. Take a bunch of manas, it's fine. Dawnbringer down. And then we just take some blue to yellow to whatever else we need. Everything is so useless. There you go, let's take that there. Don't need any of this mana. At least on the previous board. Gets double skull. Well, we'll take a skull too if you want to take so many skulls. It doesn't help our mana situation though. Try for yellow off the top. Okay, apparently we just kill it with that because this does not want to give us Dawnbringer mana. Of course, we get it right at the end when it's already too late. Is Yasmin's Chosen worth crafting with the new updates? Do you mean, I think you mean Wild Queen, right? Pretty sure you mean Wild Queen. Because Wild Queen was the one that was buffed, not Yasmin's Chosen. But is she worth crafting? I actually haven't gotten to test her yet. I need to make sure I go do that after we go test Archer right here. Haven't had the time yet. But yeah, we'll go do that right after we finish out all the Archer battles. See if Wild Queen is actually worth using. She seems still probably not worth it. Well, she's worth it and not worth it. But we'll need to test it to see how well she actually works now with the buff. But, I don't know, it doesn't seem like it's going to be that big of a change. She's still always worth crafting, however, because it's Pan's Veil, and Pan's Veil is +1 attack. So, 10 star on that kingdom is +1 attack, and it requires owning, for both cases, you need Yasmin to get +1 attack from Forest of Thorns, and you need, excuse me, Wild Queen to get +1 attack off of, Pan's Veil. So they're both always needed. They're just not needed in the sense that you barely use them in teams. Yeah, we're gonna go test her, see if she's actually viable. To my understanding, the answer is probably still no, but I haven't tested it yet to know for sure. It doesn't seem like much of a difference. It's just 3 extra green and reds, and it's a mix, so it could go in either direction. I almost forget what teams you even use with her. She's kind of dated. She seems like one of those things that would kind of be okay, but then wasn't. Let's see. We'll move that over for now. Grab a Dawnbringer. Double Dawnbringer. I'm having a problem with mana here. Denying all my better mana. Right now I need a yellow. I got Barrier, that's also annoying because it protects our entire instance of damage. 1 skull will take that out, if we could actually find it. Otherwise we need to go cast our entire ability and do it that way. I'll take that down, kill it out, dead. We win. But yeah, if I had to choose between Yasmin and Wild Queen in the current format of the game, I probably would go Wild Queen. As long as you own Sylvania Mora, you basically already own Yasmin. Like, if you own Sylvania Mora and Web Spinner, you basically own Yasmin. Both those troops do basically what she does. Sylvania Moore basically does her entangle mechanic, just in a better way in most situations. And Web Spinner does her gem spawn mechanic and damage output. Of course, it's two different troops, but they're both basically her, just separated. Okay, none of this is good once again, so we'll just do that, get our hit there. And then we Dawnbringer win. Or not, 1 HP, really? The heal he keeps getting per turn just made him live. There we go. Oh, that's funny. Were we just using Archer? Wait, how do we have immune to his Entangle? That's confusing. How did he not Entangle us right there? Did he not have the trait? Let me go backtrack real quick. Didn't he just take a skull? Oh, I had barrier. Never mind, that's why. I had barrier. I didn't see that. But yeah, that's why he didn't do it. He had 0 damage. Of course, he doesn't do his on skull effect. Entangle. Thought he already popped a barrier, but apparently not. Okay, we'll go for that for now. You can get a kill, unfortunately. And it doesn't get to remove all purple if it doesn't. Which isn't really that useful, but we don't actually use the color, so I guess it's somewhat useful. Creates a bunch of yellow for us, so that's good. Can we grab full mana here? Yes, we can. So we'll grab that. Dawnbringer dead. You're probably crafting Anu or Undyne next because you need it for delves. Yeah, out of the two, I'd probably say Undyne's more useful. However, it depends how close you are on Sword's Edge. Because Champion of Anu is needed for 10-star Sword's Edge, which is a +1 armor bonus. However, even though Undyne is not needed for any kind of bonus currently, it is the better troop of the two. Undyne's a really good blue counter. It's also a good Undyne counter, ironically. But Undyne is one of his own best counters, which is kind of weird, but it is. So if people are countering you with Undyne on Blue Day, if you own an Undyne, that's actually, oddly enough, the best strategy for just feeding Undyne on Blue Guild War Day. Is just mirror Undyne him. Because if you get your cast first, which is very likely if you're the human player, then you win. Basically, whoever casts Undyne first wins, essentially. Because most Undyne teams, regardless if they're used for invading or defend, they tend to use a lot of blue. Okay. What do we take here? Why is there so many useless options? Okay, let's take a green for now. Take the blue off the top, 1 mana short because we don't have banner set to it. Take a purple for now. Throw over a yellow right there. Take it over there so we still have an option. Dawnbringer it again. And 1 more will wipe it. So, yellow there. He'll skull us. It's right on barrier. Grab all those purples over. Take our greens. And then we just go right into a red to blue. And then we get Dawnbringer and win. There we go. Okay, 6 more battles to go. Then we get our free 25 gems, and that's basically it because the gold is trivial, and the XP we already have maxed because Archer's already level 100. Archer's a pretty well-rounded hero class, though in the current state of the game it's not really used because Titan's a superior, well-rounded hero class. Also, it didn't really get much of a buff from perks. Prior to perks, Archer was pretty good, but then it indirectly kind of got nerfed. Even though it didn't actually get nerfed, it just got really bad perks for the most part. The only good tree it has is the fact that it has a lot of summoning trees, so it's actually the best option for Black Beast. So if you're ever building a Black Beast team, it's technically best to use it with Archer. The only other thing it's used for is, or that's useful, is the Rogue tree. The one that has like dodge and all that. But things like Thief Hero class do it way better, as well as Assassin. Okay, well, let's keep moving. long as we don't lose one and find one more Valraven. I think that one Valraven's guaranteed, though. As long as we don't lose any of these battles, which is pretty hard to do given how much higher our stats are. One interesting thing is potions should actually apply to this game mode, by the way. So if you are struggling as a early to mid game player to get these events done, if you even want to get them done, normally they're not worth it. But you can use potions for it by buying tiers. So if you end up buying 3 tiers, you would have 3 potions, maybe like enchant all allies, barrier all allies, maybe like armor trade, whatever it ends up giving you. Normally they're pretty easy to get through, but sometimes when you have really bad options on a given week, it's probably quite a bit more difficult, or if you're missing a lot of the better options. Normally this is one of the game modes you would avoid, but technically you can buy it for that. You can even buy it for the Wednesday pets as well, though that would be even more of a waste, unless they rebalance how much they cost or give some kind of other reward on top of it. I'm not sure if they're actually rebalancing that or not next patch. I didn't see it in the beta, but that doesn't mean it's not in the main updates. Because some of the stuff they add last minute. Okay, let's see, we'll move that over. Grab a yellow, go and bring her down, and go from there. But yeah, next patch should be in the next week or so. That's not official, but yeah, it should be pretty soon. Soon, TM. Let's see. Yellow there. Grab Dawnbringer, just wipe all that out. Grab all the yellows there. Give yourself all the blues that we need. Throw down Dawnbringer for another hit. Go grab herself a green there. Take our reds to get that up a little bit further. Grab, what else we need? None of that looks good. We'll stick to red. Hey, we actually got it. Unfortunately, it didn't surge. So we got half lucky. We got it, but it didn't surge. So it's like we didn't even get it, because just taking another one already got us the mana, regardless of if we got that or not. Also, where's that Valraven? If this isn't a Valraven, we lost. Okay, good. I was gonna say, I think it's almost impossible to not get the Valraven with the free battles. As long as you win every battle and you don't lose a Valraven, I think it's guaranteed each time. I haven't seen a single time where it hasn't happened. I could take in green and blue. As long as this Valraven doesn't escape. Let's see, we'll take that down. Which you shouldn't, because Bullet's in the way. Grab that over. Get a Dawnbringer down. We'll need another hit after that. Make sure not to take a skull and kill that on accident. Doesn't this automatically hit weakest? Yes. So we can actually kill Valraven right now. I'll wait until he dies, though. Not gonna rush it. We'll take skull for now. You know what? We're gonna do it. So we'll do that, just guarantee kill the Valraven, just in case. And now we just need one more hit on him. Even a skull will do it at this point. Ah, you're blocking my yellow. But then again, we can just kill with that ability too. That works. Actually, I guess that sped up the battle. Thank you for that. He actually helped us there. Him moving that the first slot allowed us to kill him like 2 turns earlier. That works. Is Famine still good? Kind of. I would almost suggest not crafting him for one main reason, even though he is actually still decent of a troop. He is not needed for any kingdom upgrade in the game. And while there are multiple mythics that technically aren't currently needed for various upgrades in the game, they are eventually going to be needed for some kind of upgrade, for some kind of kingdom, or to get you another star level, or just move you closer to 10, even if you're not at 10 yet. Whereas something like a Famine, while it is a okay troop that is still viable in various situations, it does not help you with any kingdom upgrades whatsoever, because it's for Apocalypse Kingdom, which is not actually a kingdom. So I would say probably no. Every single one of the Apocalypse Kingdom troops are not really worth it for the most part. And that includes Famine. Famine is still decent if you're looking at him just from a using him for troop for just anything perspective. He still has one of the best mana drains in the entire game. He still has pretty decent damage output, and he's still really annoying to deal with, and he still has that whole mechanic where if he gets ahead of the enemy team, basically just perpetually stay ahead the entire battle. He's still like that, and as a troop, he's still usable, but you would only really bring him out for Guild Wars and defend teams, and mostly Guild Wars, most likely. And you would never really use him for much else, and given that that only happens once a month and you don't need him for kingdom upgrades, it's not that viable to craft him anymore. Even though at one point he would have probably been considered one of the best crafts in the game. But that is definitely not the case anymore. Okay, what do we take? What do we need? Oh, everything that we need to take and need is not on the board. We mainly just need yellow. I guess technically we need red. I believe we do a +2 red on it, so never mind, that works too. Valraven, you're the weakest. Is that enough to kill? You don't have a boost ratio. You don't even have a boost ratio. Wow, that troop is useless. Luckily it's a yellow, and luckily it has air link. Like the only 2 things it has that's going for it. It always seems weird when they add an early game troop that doesn't have boost ratio anymore. Because then it's just useless for everything. It's useless in early game because all the boost ratios will be better than it. And it's useless in late game because it's just already useless in early game, so obviously it's useless in late game. But then again, that's not always the case. Not everything that's useless early on is always bad later on. But you know, it doesn't have anything that scales upwards at all. There we go. Mainly just did that for 25 gems. And there we go. Yeah, does anyone else have any other questions or anything you want me to go over? Just let me know and we'll make sure to go over that. Also, there's the code if you haven't used it already. It might still be active. But yeah, tomorrow we'll be going over Bounty Hunter. We will be having a new Bounty Hunter event for the Kingdom of Forest of Thorns. So we're getting yet another Forest of Thorns troop. This is actually technically the first 15-star kingdom in the entire game starting tomorrow. Unfortunately, I don't have either of the 2 pets maxed. They're currently sitting at 7 and 6 copies, and I haven't even seen another copy of it, even if I wanted to waste 1,000 gems or so. I don't even have the option to do so. But, yeah, it is technically possible to have this kingdom at 15 stars starting tomorrow, which will be the first 15-star kingdom in the entire game. So that'll be available, and we'll just have normal Bounty Hunter. Other than that, yeah, we mainly just have that going on this weekend. And the Pansvale Rework that we just had. Oh, that does remind me, before we end, I didn't even do that yet. Let me go do a quick Wild Queen team. So let's get rid of Brown Doom. Why do I even have a Brown Doom team set up still? Don't need that. Let's go set up a quick team for before we go. Of Wild Queen. Didn't end up doing this yet. So Wild Queen. How do we build around you? Contemplating. I'm thinking just Green Seer, the double mana generation combo with 1 good frontline tank. Seems to be the way I'm leaning towards. Yeah, we'll just go with that. Should be fine for now. Green Seer. Do we do a Giant Spider or is Spirit Dancer? No, we still need to do a Giant Spider. It needs to use the same mana. And then the only color we'd be missing is a good red first slot hero weapon. I'm thinking Mang, but I'm also not thinking Mang. Like, that's the first thing that comes to mind of it, of course. I'm pretty sure there's another option. What do you convert? You convert away blue, which is technically a color we do not need. That could theoretically be good. Could try that. You gain a lot of attack too, don't you? Let's see. Also, why did I not finish maxing out this weapon? Is there any specific reason as to why I didn't? It doesn't seem to be, so we'll just go and upgrade it further. Okay. So, yeah, it gains a bunch of attack off of everything except for that one magic. Oh, no, it does gain a little bit of life, but it's still fine. It's +5 attack. Yeah, we'll roll that then. See what we can do with that. Doom's Crossbow, Green Seer, Giant Spider, Wild Queen. And see if this gets the job done. Banner will have to be set completely into our 2 mana generators, which would be a +2 green, +1 purple, or a +2 green, +1 yellow. Isn't there a +2 green, +1 purple? Yes, with -blue. Ooh, but it's -blue. I guess it's still fine. We're mainly feeding Giant Spider. We're converting away blue anyways. Let's rename this to Wild Queen buff. There we go. Okay, let's go see what this does. And let's do it with Titan, because Titan. And see how it goes. Oh, what was the Delph question? My bad. Is Pure Faction All-Seeing Eye level 300 a pipe dream? No, you could probably get away with it. It just depends what your stats are. Oops, I didn't even see that we were frozen. Whoops. Oh no, that freeze is actually really bad. There's a lot of stuff we can't do because of that freeze. Because our whole loop is now frozen and unable to do anything. Oh, we might need to try another battle then. Okay, good. We got unfrozen there. Okay, so right off the bat here, we're going to want to move stuff. Then go and get as many greens as we can on the board, as that's actually important with this team. We're then going to want to put our mana back. Wait until the board is filled with a bunch of green and skulls. And then go crazy with Wild Queen. So we get to choose which one's attack we want to steal, so we'll go with that. Yep, she still misses all the time. Had a feeling that would still be the case. And it isn't definitely still the case. She just loves missing. Luckily that won't miss. There we go. Then we'll go do this onto stealing that. Doomed Bow, can you do anything? No. Can anything do anything? Yes. We'll do that onto Brown. We'll do this onto stealing your attack because the other one doesn't have any. Okay, you know what? It's not awful. Yeah, that's actually not too bad. Oh, we got a legendary ingot. It's not even useful anymore. I guess we still need them. It's the mythic ingots we don't need. Okay, let's do this against something that doesn't have something that converts away our green. Would be useful. A little bit better representation. Let's see. We'll take a green there for giant spider onto. And if you don't have that, you can run Mang. I don't think it's going to be as good with Mang, but you could run it with Mang instead if you don't have it. All these moves are bad. I need something to get either aligned on this purple. Okay, there we go. Or to get green steer to full mana. Well, I guess technically both do the same thing. Go do that. Throw it down to yellow. As long as they don't convert away blue. Blue and green are the only two colors we need on this board. Let's move everything else away. Grab that over. That gives alignment. Doesn't look like it, so let's go steal his attack. Of course it misses. But it gives us setup for bow. Giant spider, can you do anything? Doesn't look like it, so we'll take the full mana. I'm not even going to bother taking that skull there because it's better we get this mana right here. Red, we technically don't need, do we? Let's do it on brown first. Then we can do the purple to red. We'll do this for skulls. Steal the only thing that has attack left because everything else is entangled or lost at all. We'll keep getting our green back up for a doom weapon. It kind of works. Kind of works. Keyword on kind of. It works enough that if you're going to bother building a Wild Queen team, it's fine. But you would only really use it for PvP. Like, where else would you really bring it? I guess maybe trying Green Guild War. But you can't use Green Seer. You can't use some of the other better weapons for that. I guess you could try a web spinner thing with it, but it probably wouldn't work that well. But yeah, Wild Queen's okay. It was a much needed buff because she was really inconsistent before. She's still extremely inconsistent. That hasn't changed. But at least she's slightly less inconsistent, if nothing else. And anyways, guys, I'm going to be heading out for now. Hope you all have a... Wow, what's with that spike? What did we get? Oh, because of the milestone where we got 15 mythic ingots all simultaneously. That's why I gave us so many. But anyways, guys, I'm going to be heading out for now. We'll be back tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is about 13 hours from now. We'll also be back tomorrow night, 1 hour prior to now tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tomorrow we'll be mainly going over Bounty Hunter, and tomorrow night we'll be getting the new pet. Or by new pet, I mean the new factions pet. Technically, it's already been possible to get it for about a week now. But we'll have it tomorrow, this little guy. What was that other question? How would you build an Undyne Blue Defend team? Normally, it's around the line of, obviously, Azura. There's a couple different ways to build it, but you would normally build it around Corvash, Azura, Undyne, and one other thing. That one other thing could be something like a Scotty. It could be something like a Dawnbringer. Really just depends which way you want to roll with it. Another option is if you are going to run your hero with something like Dawnbringer, you can go Farsh, Troll, Azura, Undyne, and then Dawnbringer or a green-blue hero weapon. Either or. Most likely you would just go with a Dawnbringer and then just fill everything, all the greens right into Undyne. And have Undyne all the way in last slot and do it that way. Just depends which way you want to build around. But basically, Azura is mandatory, Corvash is advised, and you would probably use Hero in some way. What is that message in the mailbox? Oh, that was the one they sent out for everyone. I just wanted to save it for the video when we go over it. It was just a 10 gems telling everyone with the event key drop table change. But yeah, event keys, as you guys know, next patch. Oh wait, in April? Oh no! Does that mean the next patch is that far away? Or it was a lot earlier than that. But yeah, it's just basically saying that event keys are going to be switched. to also include commons and rares. Keep in mind that the epic, legend, and mythic drop rate for event keys will be exactly the same. Only the ultra rare drop rate will be reduced, and in reducing the ultra rare drop rate, it will be replaced with commons and rares. So nothing's really being lost. You still have the same chance of getting higher rarity stuff. It's just they're making it so you don't get a billion ultra rares. Instead, it'll be spread around commons and rares to make sure that it covers absolutely everything within a kingdom. So that's the change that they're making with that. It still allows you to focus. If anything, it actually allows you to focus kingdoms even more precisely now, since now you can get literally everything from it instead of just the higher rarity stuff. But all the higher rarity stuff of epic and above will be the exact same drop rate. It is not being reduced at all with this change. The other change that it doesn't mention here, which I don't know why it doesn't, but there's which is probably more so a factor, is event key or spoils of war will be limited to only 10 per week starting next patch, whereas currently you could buy infinite right now. The main reason for this is how much more glory has been added to the game, methods to accumulate it since then. But the other reason is they are adding the ability to multi-buy these packs, and they don't want people buying like instantly 1,000 event keys off their glory, essentially. Of course, you can do that now, but it takes forever because you have to keep clicking and clicking and clicking and clicking. But starting next patch where you can auto-buy like 10 at once, there's only going to be a limit of 10. But one nice thing about the auto-buying thing, though, is like things like the event troop. Let's say we needed like 41 copies of this thing to max it out. You could click that within like 5 seconds instead of having to take multiple minutes to go and upgrade them all. You just simply click a button, click into Mythic, and boom, you click it again, and you just got all the copies. It doesn't take that long at all. And same with Spoils of War now. Instead of having to mass click, you will be able to buy all 10 within seconds. But unfortunately, it will be limited to 10 instead of unlimited like it is now. That's the other major change. And that's what that message is for. Anyways, guys, I'll see y'all later. Thanks for stopping by. And best of luck with Bounty Hunter tomorrow and the rest of this weekend. And that's the main thing we'll be doing tomorrow morning, mainly, is doing the entirety of Bounty Hunter, most likely. And hopefully we'll get some really lucky orbs, like blue orbs. There's actually a chance that if we get lucky enough, we'll be able to craft Zugov tomorrow. We're probably not going to craft him even if we can. But I am thinking about doing it soonish. Maybe sometime in 4.3. We might actually finally craft a Zugov, because we should have enough resources by then. We're like right on top of it. All we really need is like two big blues and like a few smalls, or several smalls and one big blue. But we've been getting pretty unlucky with it lately. Anyways, guys, I'll catch y'all later. Goodbye, everyone, and good night.